What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. And if this is your first time on this channel, well then, welcome. Simply just welcome. Anyway, this is gonna be a little bit of a different video than normal. I've been kind of watching other videos. I've been paying attention to what other people are saying, what Embark themselves is saying about this expedition, essentially this wipe. I'm kind of doing a video now to tell you why I don't think it's worth it, which is kind of hard for me to say because honestly, I was looking forward to this. I've had if you check it out, I've had my expedition ready to go for a couple weeks now. I did that all right away. The value of stuff that they want you to loot and give to this expedition is probably roughly around, I mean, I'm not sure. I'm sure we can get the actual numbers, but I'd say it's got to be at least $1 million, if not like 1.5, because it was a lot of shit, right? Which is fine. That's part of the game. It's fun. I didn't really care about that. I don't care about all the stuff that I put into the expedition if I choose not to actually go forward with it, which at this point is looking like I'm probably not going to. But here's the thing. I've really been thinking about this. So for one, they want you to not only wipe your whole account, but they want you to lose all your blueprints. And so to me, that is a big issue, right? So because the blueprint drop rate in this game is very, very, very small. It's very rare to find them. And I do have a decent amount here. Like, look, I got heavy gun part blueprint, I got the medium gun parts blueprint, I got light gun parts blueprint. But even more so than that, I got the Jupiter blueprint you have to get from fighting the Queen, from killing the Queen. I don't know that I'll ever get a chance to do that again, the way how toxic the community has become. I have, where's the other one? I got the Hull Cracker, but that's an easy one. You get that from one of the quests, from quest line. But the Bettina, the easiest one to get. There was another one though. Here. Oh yeah, the Equalizer. That's another one you get from killing the Queen. And again, I don't know that I'm going to have a chance to kill the Queen, do the Harvester event, and get out with the blueprints. That was very lucky the first time. That was the very beginning of this game when the community was mostly still friendly. But I mean, I also have the Berletta, I have the Osprey, I have defibrillators, the Anvil. Said the Equalizer already. I got El Toro, the Venator, or however you want to pronounce this. That I feel like is one of the most valuable, besides like the medium gun parts, the heavy gun parts, light gun parts. I don't know. So I would have to lose probably around 200 hours worth of blueprints, which to me is not exactly something that I would want to do to begin with. Judging, going by how rare it is to find these things. But this is more of the reason why I think, I feel like the wipe is really, they're not giving us enough incentive. And here's the reason. Let's just talk about the loot. So I have $1.3 million. And what I did was I highlighted, because right now they're not giving us a stash value counter. So I guess we're going to get next week. But you could do it manually. So if you just highlight every single one of your things, right? And I'm not gonna do this whole thing because it's gonna take a good solid 5 minutes of doing this. But if I was to just keep doing this through my whole stash, right? If you just look through my whole stash, let's go to rarity. Sorry. If I was to go through my whole stash, right, and divvy everything up, it only comes to 1,040,000. Plus my 1.3 million. Now I haven't been spending very much money. I've mostly just been going in and keeping all the blue stuff or any epic stuff. After I did this expedition, I've mostly just been stashing everything. I've been pretty frugal about the stuff I bring into maps, and I've been, very careful to try to get stuff out. And yet my total value is nowhere near the 5 million. So this is the problem. It's 1 million per skill point, right? Now, I would argue that the skill points at this point aren't incentive enough to begin with because the skills aren't exactly the best, right? And they've already nerfed the security breach, security locker, whatever it's called. right? So they already nerfed that, so it's hard to even trust that one of the skills that you would be going for wouldn't get nerfed into the ground before you get to it in the first place. But also, the other incentive, so you lose your blueprints, right? So that's a huge one. But then, even if you do get one cosmetic, which is kind of cool, the fact of the matter is, it forces you, if you were to do the expedition, even, all right, so if you were only going to do one wipe, say you get the 5 million, get the 5 points, and you're okay with that, then I could see it being maybe worth it. You're not going to do it again. But if you were to, if your whole plan is that you want to do the expedition every 2 months or 3 months or whatever it is, right? Every 8 weeks, so every 2 months, that forces a play style onto you. I'm not sure if you understand this, but that forces a play style onto you that for me is just a deal breaker. So one, it forces me to never spend any money. All right, so the days of buying a whole cracker every 24 hours to fight bots, even though the whole cracker's been nerfed anyway, but the days of buying a whole cracker or whatever weapon it is that you want to go in every 24 hours, that's kind of out the window now because you got to save your money, right? So at the end of every at the end of every 2 month period for the expedition, you need to have to get the full extent of your rewards. You want to have 5 million total, so you can get your five skill points, right? So I'm nowhere near that right now, and I have been playing this a pretty fair amount. Now, there's other games that I'm playing as well, to be fair, but I've been playing this a good deal, putting a good deal of time into this game, and I'm nowhere near the 5, right? So that means there's only a small percentage of people that are even going to really make out on this. But, like I was trying to say before, so what it does is it forces a very frugal, very penny pincher, very free loadout, gear fear style of gameplay that I just don't feel like is the most fun that this game could be. So like if I'm just afraid to ever bring anything in because I don't want to lose the value of that item, God forbid I were to die in the game, well then that kind of takes away the fun of the game because I only have 2 months to come up with starting from scratch. I now only have 2 months to come with enough stuff to not only, build up enough money to have the 5 million for the 5 points, but I also have to do the expedition each time, right? So that's going to be a whole bunch of stuff that has to go in there. By the time I get the expedition done and ready, then that's only giving me a small amount of time to come up with $5 million in collectively between your cash and your stash. And to me, I feel like that's going to force a play style that's going to make at least me too afraid to bring anything in, too afraid to spend any money, constantly in great fear in the game that I might lose what I have. So now it's going to make the toxicity of the game itself even worse. And I don't know. I don't see. I don't see what the incentive really is here. 12 stash spots. That's a joke. So, I mean, I think at the very least they should be giving us 24. But really, I think for the expedition, for the amount that you spent, because if you think about all the stash spaces that you paid for, you spent that twice over by doing the expedition and then giving away all your stuff. So you should be getting at the very least 48 slots. I would say 50, just a solid 50 would make sense, right? But 12. So yeah, I get it. They stack over time, but I'm not going to play this game for 10 years in a perpetual state of fear that I have to make sure I have a certain amount of money, a certain amount of stash, just so I get those 5 skill points for skills that I don't even know if I want. So I don't know. This whole thing, I mean, I'm sorry about the rant, but it's cool that they're going to give us an exclusive expedition cosmetic, and I know a lot of people are talking about that patch homeless look operator skin that I guess was on Reddit. I think that's pretty much a troll. I think they're trolling us, but even if it's like the coolest, most badass cosmetic on the planet, that's still not going to make up for all the blueprints that I lose. Now, yes, if they gave us, like, say we had 5 to choose from, or even 2 blueprints to choose from, I could choose the Jupiter and the Equalizer, or whatever it's called, the Jupiter and whatever the other gun is that you get from the Queen. knowing that the chances of me beating the queen again with the toxic community are pretty slim, then all right, I'd be like, all right, you know, at least I don't have to worry about that. And then, you know, that the next expedition I can save my medium and heavy gun parts or something, so on and so forth. But no, doing a full wipe with blueprints on top of everything else is, for me, it's a deal breaker. But really, the biggest deal breaker is not even so much the blueprints, it's the fact that I would have to be in a constant, perpetual state of gear fear, money loss fear. You know, I would have to play a free loadout style for the next however many years it would take to completely fill out my skill points. To me, until Embark really gets their shit together and they figure out a more rewarding wipe for the community, I think, as much as I hate to say it, and it kind of pains me to say, because if I'm being honest, I skipped over a lot of missions as far as recording them goes. But I kind of wanted to do the wipe just so I could do like a how-to walkthrough of each individual quest for the whole quest line. But none of it means I'm going to lose everything and get 2 skill points out of it. Like, that's just, to me, that's insane. That's crazy work. But let's see what they, you know. I think at the very least I'm going to skip this first one. I'm going to see how it all goes, because this is, you know, this is like a testing period for this, you know, like, you know, we're kind of learning from each other. Embark as developers and us as players, a new game. We're gonna learn from each other. They're gonna learn from us. They're gonna take from us, and you know, so on and so forth. So I might probably just wait until the first expedition is done and see what the community feedback is before I make the decision to wipe, if I ever do. At this point, again, I don't see the incentive. I think Embark's gonna have to just give us a little more, or make the cost of the skill points, the permanent extra skill points, has to be slightly less. Not significantly less, but slightly less. I mean, the amount of hours I put into this game, and for the wipe, I would only, right now, I would only have, between my cash and my stash value, I only have like 2.3. So, you know, I'd only get 2 skill points for that. And to me, to lose all my blueprints for 2 skill points is just extremely underwhelming, extremely not worth it. I don't know how everybody else is feeling. I know that I was very excited for this until I heard the price for the points. Let me know in the comments what your plans are. Whether you're gonna do the expedition, do the full wipe, or whether you're gonna wait a full cycle and see how it plays out, which I think honestly might be the smarter decision. If you're on the fence, and what would change your mind to either do the wipe or not do the wipe. You know, if you're on the fence because of your blueprints or because of your stash value and knowing the amount of points that you're gonna get or not gonna get, let me know if there's something that would change that. So like, if you know you're definitely not gonna do it, but if they say let you keep 5 blueprints, would that be the change that you needed in order to get you to do it? Or, you know, whatever. So let me know what your decision's going to be, you know, which direction you're leaning. As of right now, like I said, I think I'm going to sit this one out. And that's really hard for me to say, because I don't want to. I don't want to just not do the wipe, because, you know, it makes the game fresh again. And there's a lot of missions that I wanted to, you know, do little how-to videos on, just because they're fun for me. But I don't know. It's just not looking good. But let me know what you think. Put in the comments what your plans are, or you know, what you're aggravated about, or what you'd like to see different, what you'd like to see Embark do on the next wipe. Let me know what you think about the blueprint situation, whether they can make a system where maybe there's more blueprints are acquired through doing the quests, or maybe even just a bigger reward at the end of the quest line for doing the quests. You know, or just let me know what you think could be done different, or you know, what your decision's gonna be. And don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel, share it with every single person you know. obviously. And I'll catch you on the next one. Love you guys. See you later. All right, peace.